It's Eric Stromquist and Ken Smyers in the field for Control Trends. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. We are investigating a problem we hear more and more about. Everybody's talking about their budgets being slashed. So here's a scenario. The guy that does your fire system comes in and goes, "We got great news for you. We got a new system and it's only $500,000 to replace it. And by the way, we're probably not going to support the legacy system much longer." The challenge you got is you don't have the money to do it, and the system's been working great for you. You know, with the exception of 1 or 2 controllers a year, you really like this thing. So what are you going to do? That's scenario 1. Kenny, what's scenario 2?
Well, it's a real world scenario, Eric. Last night in Louisville, Kentucky, it was terrible lightning, and unfortunately one of the lightning strikes hit the west wing of a local hospital and shut down the fire detection system. And they're debating if they should move these 250 patients somewhere else in the hospital because it's a legacy system, it's no longer supported. Their options are very few. In this new economy, they can't afford to reinvest in a new fire suppression system or monitoring system, but there is a solution that we have uncovered.
We have. This is one of the best kept secrets in the controls industry. We found a company in Louisville, Kentucky called ISA. They repair legacy systems. Kenny, let's go see if these guys are for real.
All right.
All right, Kenny Smyers, man, so we got this solution here. We're checking it out. We are here now. Introduce our guest and tell them where we are.
Well, I'd love to, Eric. We're with ISA. We're with Mike Epperson, CEO and President of ISA, and Julio Rodriguez, National Sales Manager.
How's it going? How you doing? Appreciate it, guys. Well, listen, first question I got to ask you guys is we're sort of amazed because it seems like you guys recondition and refurbish parts that people can't get. Tell us a bit about your business model and what you guys do.
Sure. For the last 25 years we've been doing this, and ISA has been not only a new parts distributor, but we also have 2 labs where we recondition and repair parts down to the circuit board level for both current systems, but especially for legacy systems, for systems that are no longer supported by the manufacturer. And we do that a number of different ways. We have fully mock-up systems on these carts, as you can see behind us, and when we repair a system, we repair it down to the circuit board level. We put the circuit board into these mock-up systems to test it, and once it's tested and we're satisfied that we fixed the problem, each part gets a 1-year warranty, and we stand behind those repairs that we do.
Mike, tell us a little bit about the standards and some of the exacting standards you're subject to in UL. There's a few of us that need to be caught up to speed exactly what the standards are, how they're put into place. You know, give us some of the background to the whole, what's required, the levels for UL, and explain how all that works.
That we operate under are very strict, and you know, the standards in the fire alarm industry are set by a body called the NFPA, and most fire alarm manufacturers and fire alarm providers have to adhere to those standards. From a repair and recondition standpoint, we have a quality system here that we operate under ISO, and we're ISO 9001 2008 listed and registered. Our registrar, who actually comes in and audits us every year, is actually Underwriters Laboratory. Wow. And also out in the market, there's some myths out there about this little UL sticker that you see on systems. A lot of people think that the parts inside of a system or a panel are UL. UL doesn't list the individual parts of a system. They list the whole system. It's a design standard, not a manufacturing standard or a part standard. It's the whole design. So when we repair a system or recondition a system, as long as we don't change the design of the system, we do not affect that UL mark whatsoever. We've kept our warranty rate for, I think we go back 15, 20 years on our warranty rate, and our warranty rate is 0.8%. So what we do is every board we repair, we fibro etch a unique warranty number onto that board. We log it in our warranty log, and we track that. And you know, our warranty rate's 0.8%, and our quality system gets audited every year by UL. And we talk to them constantly about what we're doing here, because a lot of people think what we're doing here is kind of, you know, black market or gray market, but it's not. This is mainstream stuff, and there are large Fortune 500 companies out there that are using our reconditioned parts and repair services.
Well, in this new economy, people need solutions. We recently attended the Association of Physical Plant Administrators, and it was a statewide meeting. And the first thing they announced was that the state of one of the states had told them that their budgets were reduced by 30%. So get used to it. All the facility managers in the room groaned, And here they were, they've got to do every bit as much work and maintain higher standards with less money. So a solution, let's talk about the solutions that you provide to some of these big Fortune 500 companies.
Right, the solutions are, you've got options. If one of your systems breaks down, first of all, you don't have to replace the entire system. You might have a manufacturer coming in trying to get you to upgrade that system to a new system.
Sure.
But if you don't have the budget, you've been hit with this quote of several $100,000s or more to upgrade your system, and you don't have the money in your budget. So what we provide is we provide an opportunity to repair this system and get it working again,
Sure.
back up to where it should be. And we can do that with legacy recondition and repair, reconditioned parts and repair parts. And what we do is not only do you pay a whole lot less to do a repair, to repair a system or to replace out some parts than to install a new one, but even buying a new part might not be available. The manufacturer may not make that part anymore. Okay, but we probably do have that part somewhere back in our warehouse because we buy old systems back. We buy systems back from people when they pull them out of buildings. We buy them back in inventory, the parts back here. Or let's say we don't have that power supply, okay, but you have one that's not functioning. You can send yours in and we can repair it and send it back to you, usually in 2 to 3 days, okay, is our turnaround time. And you'll even pay less than the recondition price. You'll actually save 50 to 60% on that.
And first of all, I was very impressed with the facility. I've not seen such a large layout of technology in quite some time. Tell us about some of the big case studies you have. Like we're talking the Pentagon, Fort Campbell, U.S. Naval Academy, Vanderbilt. We're talking about major projects. Tell us what you've done for some of those projects.
Well, the good thing about our model, and one of the things that we're really proud about is not only do we do parts, we distribute parts and we repair parts, but we also provide service. 50% of our revenues come from service contracts with major commercial buildings. One of our major customers is Vanderbilt University. We've been with Vanderbilt University for 29 years now. 29 straight years of taking care of every building on that campus, testing, inspecting those fire alarms and keeping them up to, keeping them maintained. Some of our other larger clients are the United States Pentagon up in Washington, D.C. We maintain that system.
Wow.
And that is by the way, that is a full-blown simplex system, and we're maintaining it.
Is that the largest commercial building in the world, maybe?
That is the largest commercial building in the world.
That's a big building.
I think that has about 27 miles of hallways.
For our listeners out there, this sort of amazes me because, from our end of the business, anytime you're doing reconditioned stuff like that, it's kind of a big, whoa. But, I think the thing about the military is, if you screw one of their systems up, tell me if this is true, they don't just sue you, they just come kill you, right?
You gotta watch out for that.
I can't tell you that, it's classified.
Yeah. But we do a lot of government military. We do Fort Campbell Army Post. We do Scott Air Force Base, Offutt Air Force Base. So we've got experience in the exacting standards that the military, put you under when you're doing a service contract. But we also do commercial buildings and have some very large clients, and we're even expanding nationally. We have numerous national accounts where we cover all 50 states in the United States and Canada.
Wow.
Providing service. And we do that through a network of partners. We don't have, excuse me, we're not like a simplex where we have offices everywhere, but we have partners. And these partners started out as parts customers, and now they're sending us business. Now we're sending them business in the form of service.
Right. Well, to our integrators out there, systems integrators, my hunch is that they would love to meet some of your guys to partner with on these big building automation projects. So we need to make sure we get those guys linked up. What are some of the brands you guys work on?
You name it, we probably work on it. We definitely work on, I would say, take the top 6 installed base and market share brands in the fire alarm industry, and we work on them. Simplex Grinnell, Siemens, Edwards Systems Technology or EST, Notifier, Gamewell, FCI, Silent Night, Fahrenheit, Hochiki, and there's just a plethora of brands we work on. Now there's some miscellaneous fire alarm brands out there that they don't have a big installed base, or there's not a high demand for them, and some of those we might not be able to repair because like I said, we won't repair a system that we can't test.
Yeah.
So if you send us in a board of a miscellaneous system that we've never heard of, we probably are not going to be able to test that because or repair that because we can't test it.
Okay.
And that's how we test it.
So Louis, I want to ask you a question. So how do most of these big manufacturers that are doing these, how are they reacting to you guys? Is it a love-hate relationship, or what's the deal?
You know, it's hit or miss. You know, a lot of times we'll see that one side of the company will be really interested in what we're doing and the other side is not very happy. We had an experience at one of the national trade shows where one of the very large vendors that we help support, a couple of their, I think it was their national sales executives stopped by our booth, wanted to talk to us about the panel that we had in our booth. They weren't very happy that we were fixing their parts without their explicit permission. Took all of our literature, wrote down our names. You know, they were going to take it to the highest authority in their company and find out what was going on with these guys that are fixing their panels without authorization, according to them. About 15 minutes later, a handful of technicians that support these panels out in the field and that are actually having to partner with their customers and give them real life solutions saw that it was us fixing that particular panel, and they were shaking our hands and thanking us and congratulating us and just overjoyed that we still help them support, you know, legacy systems that are out there in the field.
Let me see if I get this right. So the same people that are giving a bad mouth on the other side you treat you as a precious partner, and you actually are some of the biggest, you provide their biggest solutions,
And they're one of my
using
biggest
you,
customers.
and very large, we're not talking little business, we're talking major customer base.
Correct.
Are the people that on one side, you know.
Well, it seems like what you guys are able to do then is provide a solution. When they're moving on to different products, it seems like you guys are able to step in and provide support on their legacy products.
Correct.
That's correct.
And we've got a couple of good examples where have taken a major customer that was told that they had to totally upgrade their system, and we received a phone call and talked through it, and we were able to provide them repair parts to get their system back to green. And in one case, there was a rather large shopping mall that we saved over $1 million.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, I just got to ask the question I think our audience is dying to know. What about legacy building automation control systems? Do you guys do anything with those?
Absolutely, absolutely. We actually are the preferred repair provider for Schneider Electric, and their legacy, some of their legacy systems. You know, the old Invensis that then became TAC, that's now Schneider Electric, the Robert Shaw and the Barbara Coleman. We are actually the authorized repair center for those two brands for them. And we also repair Andover, we repair Johnson Control Medisys, we repair some Honeywell systems. So yeah, we repair a lot of legacy stuff out there for the HVAC industry.
I think when we were doing the tour, you guys even had some Delta stuff you were checking out.
Delta 1000,
Yeah.
Landis and Stafa.
Yeah. And Julio, you were telling me that you even have the old machines with the floppy disk in to
Yeah.
be able to check that.
We actually have to keep old computers in stock here so that we can run the software systems that
Wow.
these old panels run on.
Yeah.
I'm sure the term JC80, would
Oh,
that,
yeah.
would that resonate
Oh, yeah,
with,
yeah.
with anybody?
We
Yeah.
saw the old Robert Shaw, this Network 8000. You guys get right back there.
Right.
So, wow.
Really impressive. You're a very passionate guy. What do you get excited about what you're doing for the industry, and what do you see happening in the very near future?
Great. You know, one of the things that I really love about ISA is that we help people maintain systems. We keep them running longer. We keep old circuit boards out of the trash bin, out of the dumpsters, out of the landfills. And we actually give our integrators and customers the ability to truly partner with the facility managers and keep those systems going longer. You don't have to become the guy that's always replacing parts, pushing new systems, and, you know, badgering your customers into getting a new system every single time something breaks. You know, that's almost as bad as saying, you know, you've got a 5-year-old car, hey, I need new brakes. Sorry, you need a new car. You know, that's what these systems have become in the recent years, and we're giving our customers a little bit different option that they can truly partner with their customers, give them all the options, and when their customers are ready and have the budget for the new system, they're ready to go.
So the very fact that the manufacturers are coming to you to take care of their legacy system speaks volumes. So that, Kenny, so I tell you what, man, I'm pretty impressed. We've toured the facility. We got to spend time with Julio and Mike. I tell you, a big myth for me, you know, I didn't know much about the fire panels. It sounds like you guys have a tremendous solution for people that need to get their systems repaired and worked on, and as well as some of the old legacy building automation systems. So hey, on behalf of our audience, we'd like to play a little game called Let's Make a Deal with Control Trends, if you guys are down with that. So here's what I propose, see if you guys go with it. So let's say over the next 60 days, if anybody wants to contact you guys, we'll get the website in a minute, that wants to try you guys out, and they say Control Trends rocks, okay, and they put that on their maybe their purchase order. would you guys be willing to give them some sort of a discount for to try you guys out?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. You know, if anyone calls here in the next 60 days and mentions Control Trends Rocks, you can reach us on our website at www.isa-net.com, or you can call us 1-800-430-6013. Mention Control Trends Rocks, we'll give you 10% off your next recondition or repair order.
The thing to remember, guys, is